Hi, this is Joseph, physician assistant. We're going to talk about aesthetic laser physics. So the whole concept is called selective photothermolysis. What that means is that when you fire a laser pulse, this is the skin with different layers, epidermal and subcutaneous mass. When you fire a laser pulse with its energy in it, what determines where the laser goes? Should the laser target this, 2, 3? How do you determine, how does it selectively target this target fat rather than the brown spots? So we're going to answer that question. So we want to selectively using laser energy or energy devices to thermolyze using its heat to destroy targets. There are the 5 targets that laser seeks to destroy. First is the melanin, brown spots, pigmentation. Second, there's a hemoglobin target, which is represented by spider angiomas, veins in the leg, small red spider veins on the face, capillaries. Third, the target is the water. With the water inside the dermal layer, when you heat it up, it actually causes collagen remodeling, so that's for rejuvenation. Number 4 is the tattoo. Tattoo is a very tiny particle. These are ink that laser could target. 5, at the deeper level, there are fats that people use to destroy this target using cooling devices, or some people use this radio frequency devices. Then there's the 6th target, which is this mass, and that is targeted by ultrasonic wave. Okay, so there are the targets that device energy will work on to destroy. So the wavelength determines which target will absorb it the most. For example, if you have 532 wavelengths, this is strongly absorbed by melanin, versus if you have a longer wavelength, 1064, this longer wavelength is preferentially absorbed by another target. Also, 1064 wavelength is a very good wavelength for, let's say, a hair follicle. So it's ideal for laser hair removal. Hair follicle has these melanin on the surface. We're going to talk about spot size. So the larger spot size, the deeper the heat will concentrate. The smaller the spot size, the more superficial the heat will concentrate. So usually it's safer to do the larger spot size. For the smaller spot size, it's more risky. There's higher burn issues. And there's cooling. When we put skin in, we usually cool this area, either with ice, or it comes with, certain laser come with titanium or metal tip to cool the surface while the laser passes through safely this region, the epidermis. Hi, this is Joseph with Walnut Aesthetic. So we're talking about laser physics, and so starting with this wavelength, this is Cutera and this is 1064 wavelength. So it's for hair removal. It does rejuvenation. So does the spider vein. Okay, so that's the 1064 wavelength. It targets hemoglobin, targets melanin, and it has different spot size. Spot size 3, 5, 7, and 10. 10 for hair removal, 5 for laser genesis, 3 for blood vessels, spider veins, capillaries. Also for this 1064 wavelength, spot size 5, we use it for acne treatment to decrease blemishes, control active acne along with our products. So this is IPL Intense Pulse Light Wavelength 560. So the target is melanin and a little bit of the hemoglobin, which means it helps a little bit with the rosacea. This is a long wavelength device. It's called radio frequency wavelength, and it's called Thermolysis. So it targets water. It heats up the water to remodel the collagen, mainly for skin tightening. So this is called the Spectra Laser, and if you look at the wavelength here, it comes in 1064, longer wavelength, very short wavelength, 532, and just the Spectra wavelength, which is also a long wavelength. 1064, this is different in that 1064 is has a Q-switch technology in it. All that means is that the pulse width is very short. It's great for tattoo, small tiny particles or targets. And 532 is a green light laser. And Spectra treats acne. So this whole thing, this is for melasma, okay, PIH, post-inflammatory pigmentation. This one is for surface brown spots. This one is for overall rejuvenation. And all these, and these two wavelengths treats acne as well. Okay, so this is a Fraxel Laser. It has two wavelengths, and they're in the longer wavelength range. So 1550 wavelength and 1927. 1550 is more for, so they target water, which means that they do, this is a laser peel or laser resurfacing laser. And we use the 1550 for pitting scars, ice pick scars, rolling scars. And we use 1927 for like surface pigmentation, sunspots. So this is a great laser, again, mainly for acne scars, rejuvenation, like wrinkles, a little bit skin tightening. And 1927 is for surface pigmentation, sunspots. This is called Ulthera or Therapy. So it's an ultrasonic wave device. It's mainly for skin tightening and a little bit reduction of wrinkle, and it targets the SMAS layer. So it has it also has three applicator, one that targets 1 millimeter, 3 millimeter deep, and 4.5 millimeter deep underneath the skin. So Ulthera or Therapy for skin tightening. About everybody knows Coolsculpting. It's a cooling device. So what it does, it cools the fat tissue so low, below I think it's 5 degrees Celsius, that the fat cells actually become hard and crystallizes, and then it bursts and it dies permanently. Instead of thermal, which is heat, lysis, this is cryo, means cooling. Lipolysis, killing of the fat cells using cooling, and it turns the fat cells very hard due to its cooling, and it bursts once we massage it. And so it's called Coolsculpting.